So what's going on, guys? DIY Dan here again, and this is another episode of Outdoor Living. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I put together my outdoor shower for rinsing off after getting out of the pool. I'm going to go over the materials I used and how I put it together. Now keep in mind, the reason I put this together was because I was replacing the old shower head that we had in our master bathroom with a new one. And instead of just throwing away that old shower head, I decided it would be nice to have an outdoor shower just to rinse off that chlorine after getting out of the pool. And let's get to it. So these outdoor showers that are freestanding are available on Amazon, and they're not too badly priced. The only reason I put mine together instead of buying one is because I pretty much had everything to do it, so I didn't have to spend the money. However, we are Amazon affiliates, and I will put the links to these products in my description if you want to check those out. Now, I did already have an outdoor shower rigged up before doing the modification that I did in this video, and this was the original shower head that was in our master bath. Then we went to the one that you're seeing me remove right now. We decided we didn't really like it. Now in this video, I'm basically going to go over the plumbing aspect of the shower head. There will be an icon at the end of this video if you want to see how I made the actual stand. This stand basically consists of a decent size metal bucket that I went ahead and put a fence post in and then filled it with concrete and topped it off with decorative rock to make it aesthetically pleasing. You'll notice there is a little bit of rust starting to form in this bucket. So at the time I edited this video, I went ahead and took a drill bit, about 1/4 inch, and drilled a hole right at the level of the concrete. So when it rains or the shower drips into it, it just flows out the side of the bucket immediately instead of sitting in that bucket and creating that rust. So all I'm using to supply the water to this outdoor shower is one of our hose bibs. And because not only did I want the shower head running off of this hose bib, but I also wanted a regular garden hose, I put a Y valve with individual shutoffs on it. I actually got this one at Ace because it did have big hand levers to make it easy to turn on and off. So I actually leave the actual hose bib itself on all the time, and then you'll notice I also leave the shower head on all the time, and then I do have the garden hose shut off unless I go to use it. Now, one thing I do highly recommend is putting some type of a swimming pool lubricant on the male threads of any hose bib that you're going to have a garden hose or adapter on for a long time. If you've ever had a situation where you've had to grab a pair of pliers just to get a garden hose off of a hose bib, or if you've ever had a garden hose or adapter that you've had to throw away because you couldn't get the hose off of it, this will drastically help with that situation. So off of this Y valve, I have a red garden hose, and that's just run over to the fence post where I have a garden hose holder on it. And then I also have the white hose that is feeding the actual shower head. And for this hose, I used an RV drinking hose, and that way it didn't have any of the odors from the inside of a rubber hose possibly coming out of that shower head. Now, the other thing you might want to consider is where you're planning on putting this outdoor shower as far as where it's going to be draining. I put it right next to a cool decking drain that runs out to my side yard. So all the water just goes down into that PVC drain and goes right out to the side yard where it's completely out of the way and not going to make a mud puddle where I'm walking. And now I'm going to get into how I rigged the actual PVC plumbing to go from that garden hose over to the shower head. Now, because the new shower head that I was going to put out here had a little different style to it than the old one, I did have to redo the plumbing. Now, when I originally put this outdoor shower in place, I didn't really spend much time on it because I didn't know if we were going to use it. And if we weren't going to use it, I didn't want to have anything too permanent. So I just used some zip ties to hold it in place. So I just cut those off. And then I had a metal shelf bracket that I used to reinforce that PVC pipe to hold the shower over my head. So because of the different style of shower head, I did have to remodify the way I had this plumbed in. For this other smaller shower head, I had it coming directly over our heads. So for the configuration of this, I basically had the shower head, which is 1/2 inch male pipe thread. So I had a 90-degree elbow that was 1/2 inch female pipe thread to 3/4 inch slip. Then I had a small piece of PVC, then a 3/4 inch slip ball valve that I glued in place, then another strip of 3/4 inch PVC to another 90-degree elbow that was slip to female pipe thread 1/2 inch, and then I had a male to male 1/2 inch pipe thread fitting, and then a female 1/2 inch pipe thread to female garden hose adapter. Now basically all I did to modify this so it was going to work for the other style of shower head that I was using, I removed one of those 90s and just made it to a straight fitting. So for the new configuration, I basically have that garden hose to female pipe adapter, then a male to male 1/2 inch nipple, Now, because I was using a lot of stuff around the house, I did use a reducer bushing that goes from 1/2 inch female pipe to male 3/4 inch pipe. And then I used a 3/4 inch female pipe to 3/4 inch slip. Then a short little piece of PVC. Then I used my 3/4 inch slip ball valve, and then another little short piece of PVC. Then a 3/4 inch slip PVC 90 degree to 1/2 inch female pipe thread. Now, originally I was hoping that the shower head pivot had enough angle to make that work. However, it didn't. Then I ended up going to Ace and getting this shower arm that gave me a little better angle for this shower head to fit on that fence post. Now, on any pipe thread fitting, you do have to use some type of a sealant. I prefer pipe tape. And if you've ever struggled to put pipe tape on a fitting and had it unravel on you, I will put an icon at the end of this video that you can click on that'll help you out. Now, keep in mind there is a way to use a couple less fittings than what I had to in this setup. I was just using what I had already around the house. And the best example of that is right where I attached the garden hose, where it went from female garden hose to 1/2 inch female pipe thread. You can get an adapter that goes from female garden hose right to 3/4 inch male pipe, which would have made it so I could remove the reducer bushing that I had to use and the male to male nipple. You could also do this out of 1/2 inch PVC instead of 3/4. Once again, I was just using the ball valve that I already had, which was 3/4. Now, as far as mounting this plumbing to the fence post, I used zip ties before, but I wanted to come up with something a little cleaner. So they do make PVC holders. Now, I did have to space these holders out a little bit because of the ball valve, and I think these plastic bushings I had were left over from a TV wall mount that I had put up. And then I just pre-drilled a hole and used a self-tapping screw because I was going into metal and I didn't want them stripping out, to anchor 2 of these PVC holders in place where I needed them to hook on the PVC pipe. After anchoring the shower head, I realized that that PVC holder would work well to fit the diameter of the hose I used, so I put one of those down a little lower on the fence post to hold it as well. Another thing I realized is I get about 10 seconds of hot water out of that 25-foot hose. Now, this is largely because I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, where the temperatures get up above 110 degrees and that sun hitting that hose with the water in it heats it up. So if I actually grabbed a 50-foot hose and stuck it up on top of the shed and then ran it down to the shower, I would probably have a good 15 to 20 seconds of hot water to rinse off with. So if that sounds like something that might be appealing to you, you can always do that as well. And the opposite of that, if you want to rinse off in cold water, try and keep that hose coming out of the house as short as possible and in the shade as much as possible. So that is going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it and it gave you some good information. If so, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. The whole concept of my channel is to give you guys the most information in the least amount of time as possible so I don't waste your time. And I hope to see you next time. Have a good one. Later.